Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my everyday makeup routine. So these are the kind of products I reach for on a daily basis and the kind of look I go for. So yeah, I really hope you guys like it and let's just get straight into it. So to start my makeup off, I'm going to be using a primer, and this is from Primark's P.S makeup range, and this is their primer water. I absolutely love this. It's super hydrating, it makes my skin look radiant and dewy, ready for my makeup. So moving on to foundation. The foundation that I use on a daily basis is Rimmel's Wake Me Up foundation in the shade Ivory. I love this foundation because it just makes my skin look really radiant and glowy. I love how natural it makes my skin look. It doesn't make it look heavy or cakey at all. To blend my foundation in, I'm going to be using this Spectrum buffing brush. You may be wondering like if the shade matches me, because it does look a little kind of orange toned on my skin, but I think this is the lightest one they do, and if not the second lightest they do. I don't really do many kind of pale shades, but I just think it kind of blends out and it doesn't look bad. I don't think it does. I don't think it looks out of the way. It's just a really easy to blend foundation, and as you can already see, my skin looks so radiant and dewy already. So if you're after a kind of dewy finish foundation, maybe one ready for spring, then I definitely would recommend this one. Got hair in my eye, brilliant. I'm moving on to concealer. The concealer I've been absolutely loving lately is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This has been so hyped about recently, and I completely understand why. It is just a really good concealer for brightening under the eyes. It's probably the most kind of full coverage concealer I've tried from the drugstore. So yeah, I definitely recommend buying into the hype because it is definitely worth it. But yeah, I definitely really love it, and I think for the price you can't go wrong. I suffer with quite bad dark circles, and as you can see, it hasn't completely got rid of them. It's just kind of brightened my under eye, it hasn't made them look as dark. But yeah, it just blends really nicely and evenly. And to blend that, I used my Real Techniques sponge. I'm going to move on now to my eye makeup, and I use this NYX full coverage concealer as my kind of eyeshadow base. So I literally just get a little bit onto my finger like so, and then I just rub it all over. I have actually used this as kind of a concealer, and I found it too heavy to kind of go under the eyes, but on like things like blemishes and redness, this works really well. But because I've got the lightest shade, which is Porcelain, it's kind of maybe a bit too light for kind of blemishes. So if I was to obviously repurchase this for blemishes, I would get a darker shade. But for like my eyes, it just brightens them up and is a really good base and kind of keeps my eyeshadows on because it gives it something to stick to. Before I continue on anymore, I'm just going to apply some lip balm because I always just like to kind of prep my lips for whatever lip product I'm going to put on at the end of my makeup. So now, to start my eye makeup off, I just want to say a quick disclaimer. I am probably the worst person at eyeshadows. Like, I don't think I'm very good at all. I need to really kind of improve. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using for the first half of this look is the NYX Warm Neutrals palette. I absolutely love this palette. It is absolutely so stunning. You get 16 amazing and beautifully coloured shades, a mixture of mattes and shimmers, so you know you can really get a different kind of range of look. You probably can tell that this one, and this one are my favourite. So I'm going to use this warm toned brown and this cool toned brown just through my creases, kind of like my transition shade. So yeah, now I've kind of done my transition shades, I am going to say goodbye to this palette for the time being. I'm going to take this Kiko water-based eyeshadow in the shade 208. I've been obsessed with this for so long. I've actually got two. This is the first one I originally got, but I have got two. I've got another one because I hit pan and I didn't want to kind of run out. So yeah, I absolutely love this. It is just absolutely gorgeous and so pigmented. Like, this is a water-based eyeshadow, so obviously when you apply water to it, it does get more pigmented, but on its own, dry, it still is amazing anyway. So I'm just applying this all over the lid, just because I prefer a more kind of basic application where I don't really have to put too many colours in, and obviously it is for every day, so yeah, I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. I have quite hooded eyes, so like you can't really see eyeshadows very well on my eyes, which sucks so much. To kind of just neaten up the rest of the eye makeup, I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush just to blend that all out and make sure it looks all kind of neat and nice. And then to kind of finish off the eyes, I'm going to take another palette which has been very, very well loved. It's this MUA palette in Rusted Wonders, and I literally just take this kind of white pearlescent shade and I literally just apply that to the inner corners of my eyes just to make them pop. To fill in my brows, I like to use my NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in Chocolate. This is a little bit too warm tone for me, but they don't really have that kind of many kind of cool toned browns, but this just works and I absolutely love it. It just makes my eyebrows look really defined. You literally do not have to be, you know, like heavy with this, because it just is so pigmented and makes your brows look really natural. As you can see the difference, they just look really more kind of defined and a lot more kind of fuller, but they don't look too over the top either, so I would really recommend this brow pomade. It was, I think it's around £5 or £6, so yeah, really affordable. To kind of set my brows in place, I'm going to be using some of Benefit's Gimme Brow just to kind of keep them in place. And that is my brows done. So now I'm going to move on to kind of the rest of my base and kind of finish that off. I'm going to be using another product from Primark's makeup range. I would really recommend checking out Primark's makeup range because they actually do some really, really good stuff. So I'm just applying this liquid highlighter in the shade Pearl all over kind of the areas of my face where the sun would hit it. The reason why I use a liquid highlighter over first is because I really like a kind of strong, intense highlight. So I do start with kind of like my cream highlight or my liquid highlight, and then I kind of set it in place for a more kind of intenser look with a powder. As you can see already, my skin is looking even more glowy and dewy. I mean, you could have this for every day if you wanted to. If you prefer a more kind of like less intense look, this would work absolutely fine, and I have on days when I wanted to be a little bit more natural. Then for my powder highlight, I kind of switch that up on a daily basis because I don't know, I just like to get a kind of good use of out of all my kind of highlighters. But the one I am going to be using today is another product I've hit pan on, and this is Merry Luminizer by The Balm. Just a really intense highlight, really, really pigmented. Yeah, and I'm just applying this with a Spectrum fan brush. As you can see, the highlight is so pigmented and intense. I'm not going to contour today because I just don't want to, but if I was to contour, I do use the Rimmel Insta Contour Stick in light. So to bronze my face and kind of warm it up, I use the Benefit Hoola. I just love this bronzer. It's probably the best bronzer I've ever tried. I can never really find a drugstore bronzer that kind of doesn't make my face look muddy, but this one's just really, really good. It lasts really long on my face. For my blush, I'm going to be using this NYX cream blush in the shade Boho Chic, and I literally just put my finger on it and dab a little bit onto my cheeks and then blend out with a blush brush. I kind of just like pat it on like that, and it just creates like a nice kind of pretty pink colour to my cheeks. Nothing too intense, just really natural. I then come on to set my makeup, and I like to use the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I promise that this video is not sponsored by NYX. I just love their products so much. They're probably my favourite drugstore brand. Now I'm going to curl my lashes using some eyelash curling. And then the mascara I'm going to be using is the Kiko 30-Day Lengthening Mascara. I have a blog post on this if you want to see a full review of this, but I actually don't use this obviously for the treatment side. I just absolutely love it for kind of every day. So yeah, I'll leave a link below if you want to see a full review on this, because it is so affordable and I really recommend the Kiko mascaras, they're really good. And to finish off my makeup look, I am going to apply a lipstick, and the lipstick I've got today is from Makeup Revolution and it's in the shade Head Turner. So yeah, this is kind of the finished makeup look, kind of the everyday kind of makeup look I go for. The probably only things I really change up is either my eyeshadow or my highlight and my lip colour, but apart from that everything kind of is what I use on a daily basis. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you're not already, and I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!